Good morning. In this video, I am talking about CSF circulation. CSF means cerebrospinal fluid. So first, see a simplified definition of CSF. CSF definition. It is a modified tissue fluid present surrounding the CNS, that means central nervous system, and have nutritional and supportive function of CNS. You can add on. Then it is present in subarachnoid space and ventricular system. Let's see what is subarachnoid space and ventricular system. You can see in this image, these are the coverings of brain. This is brain. The immediate layer above the brain is pia mater, then the arachnoid matter, then the dura mater, and the area between the arachnoid matter and the pia mater, it is filled with CSF, and this area is called subarachnoid space. This is the area, and in the subarachnoid space there are also blood vessels are also present. Okay, then I'm talking about ventricular system. In this picture, first telling that there are four ventricles, two lateral ventricles. You can see it is a lateral ventricle. The whole part which I am indicating is a lateral ventricle. The similar also on other side, and in between them this is third ventricle and it is fourth ventricle. Let's see a second image. This is lateral ventricle and it is third ventricle, it is fourth ventricle. All these ventricles, these are filled with CSF and they are interconnected. Let's see the circulation process. First, production. The CSF is produced mainly from two lateral ventricles, and also the other ventricles also contribute in the production of CSF. The CSF is produced from choroid plexus of ventricles. The choroid plexus means modified blood vessels, and they filter the blood plasma, and after some ionic changes, this is called CSF. The similar process also happens in glomerulus, but their ionic changes may not occur. Then we'll talk about the circulation. The CSF, after production from two lateral ventricles, this will come into third ventricle by foramen of Monro. There are two foramen of Monro. After the third ventricle, the CSF will go to fourth ventricle through cerebral aqueduct. The cerebral aqueduct is a channel. From the fourth ventricle, the CSF will come to the cerebromedullary cistern and pontine cistern. First, what is cerebromedullary cistern and pontine cistern? This is pons. This is pons, and is the anterior. In the anterior part of the pons, there is pontine cistern or cisterna pontis. This anterior part, and here behind and below, this is the cerebromedullary cistern. These are mainly spaces where the CSF accumulates. Now let's focus on the circulation process. From the fourth ventricle, this will come from the through the foramen of Magendie and foramen of Lasker. There is one foramen of Magendie and two foramen of Lasker. I'm showing it in image. Wait. See. This is the fourth ventricle, and this is one foramen of Lasker, this is another foramen of Lasker, and this is the foramen of Magendie. The foramen of Magendie lies in the midline, you can see, and the space here indicating by the circular dots, this is cerebromedullary cistern. That means the behind space of the pons, and here in the anterior part there will be pontine cistern. Okay. So finally the CSF has come into the cerebromedullary cistern and the pontine cistern. From these two cisterns, the CSF will run upwards by this route and downwards by this route. First of all, we'll talk about the upward route. From the cistern, the CSF runs upwards through subarachnoid space. From the subarachnoid space around the brain, the CSF will run upwards, and blood pulsations will help in this movement. And finally, the CSF is absorbed in the arachnoid granulation. The CSF is absorbed in the arachnoid granulations of superior sagittal sinus. The superior sagittal sinus, it is a vein. I'll show this superior sagittal sinus. See, this is superior sagittal sinus. This vein is lined in midline above the brain. This is superior sagittal sinus. It is a venous system. From the superior sagittal sinus, the blood goes into the venous system. See, this will return to venous system. The another route, that means the downward route. See, from these two spaces, the CSF will also run downwards around the spinal cord, but it is a small portion of CSF. The majority will run upwards. This small portion of CSF will run downwards surrounding the spinal cord, and it will be absorbed in the pial veins. That means the veins situated close to the pia mater, the pial veins. Absolutely, it is in the downward portion of the spinal cord. From there, the pial veins, they will return to the venous system. The CSF flow is helped by pulsation of arteries present in the subarachnoid space and movements of the head and neck. Okay. Then I will show the remaining pictures. See, these are the lateral ventricles, the two lateral ventricles. There are two lateral ventricles. See, this is also lateral ventricle, and this is third ventricle, this is fourth ventricle. You can see, and this is the superior sagittal sinus. From the superior sagittal sinus, ultimately the blood will come into the superior vena cava. Okay, so thank you.